But it was ridiculous when I was buying Crimson Desert. I woke up early in the morning, like I do for work on Fridays anyway, or Thursdays anyway, and it was my work from home day. So at the beginning of the day, I actually turned on the game just to see like if it was downloaded and ready. And it was like 8 hour countdown, and I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" I was really hoping to at least turn it on so I could like get through the beginning crap. But then after the 8 hours was up, I'm out of work now, right? And I go back into the game, and it was like, "Oh, we have to download an update." I was like, "An update? Is it for the game or for my system?" And it didn't really specify, so I just clicked OK. And I think it was for the system because when I turned it back on, all of a sudden it was like, okay, now we need to update your game, 20 more gigabytes. I was like, what the crap? So it was like three updates just to play. So I didn't actually turn on the game until close to 7 o'clock at night on
Damn.
Thursday when it came out. Yeah, so that sucked.
Yeah, because then you get like literally, well, unless you stay up late, you get like 2 to 3 hours of gameplay,
Yeah, you get so few hours to actually
which
jump into it.
which the beginning is always slow as hell.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wake Game Sleep. This is episode 7. I'm your co-host Common Sense, and I'm joined, of course, as always, by my co-worker and fellow co-host Matt Barnes. Hey, Matt.
You called me a coworker.
You are my co-worker.
Hey, everybody listening and watching. How's it been going? I feel like it's been a while. Episode 7 already, Zach. It's crazy.
So we're really making our way through them, huh?
Yeah, episode 10 coming up pretty soon, right?
Yeah, we doing anything big for episode 10? I know we are kind of talking about it a little bit off pod, but you want to let the listeners know anything exciting for them, or are we still in discussions about it? What
We're
are we allowed
still
to
in
reveal?
we're still in discussions. We'll be releasing something, probably an update soon.
All right, hopefully something to get us more subscribers and everything, right?
Yeah, so it's not just me, you, and our girlfriends watching, and sweet. Shout
And
out to
sweet,
sweet.
yeah. As everybody was introduced to last episode. All right, well, right at the top, I would like to immediately talk about Crimson Desert, since it was actually a pretty big week in gaming. There was a lot of stuff talked about, but something that I've been mentioning on this pod right since the beginning was my excitement about Crimson Desert. So finally, that came out the 19th, so I know that I immediately got it, downloaded it, and haven't really been able to get my teeth into it too much at this point, just because it's been a pretty busy week for me so far, but I've been loving it, quite honestly. Have you had a chance to play it?
Unfortunately, not. I actually just bought it probably like an hour ago and downloaded it.
But you
Unfortunately, I
did
had to
get it
do
at least?
yes, I did. Unfortunately, I had to do adult things, taxes. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, adulting.
Yeah, but so far from I literally did like the first few talking things.
Yeah.
The graphics are beautiful.
Yeah, graphics are absolutely gorgeous. I think that that is one of my most loved things about the game so far is just sometimes I'm captivated by just looking around me, which is always great to see in a game. For the
Yeah,
scope of the world, though, I don't think I felt anything like so grand in scope since Zelda Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, I guess. But it does feel like it has like a lot of different video games all kind of jammed into one video game. So it takes a lot from other open world RPGs. I mean, it is gorgeous, but I don't know if they're really like nailing all of the systems because I mentioned it to you a little bit off the pod that the controls feel a little bit clunky to me. So you gotta
yeah, I
let me
agree with
know if
that.
when you get used to it or when you play a little bit more if you feel the same way.
Well, right now I'm over at my girlfriend, so I actually didn't get to bring a controller, and it literally says like you should have a controller for this. So it using the PC is definitely a little janky. Kind of like
Oh, okay.
feels like how Monster Hunter was like at the beginning. Like
Yeah. Does it run well on the PC though? How's it running?
it runs decent. I had a decent computer for it, five
Right.
years
Yeah.
ago, but it's not anything special nowadays. So that might be part of it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it can keep up. You got to like minimize your draw distance or something.
No, I put it up to max graphics, and it was still
Oh,
running
okay. Oh, that's great.
decently smooth.
So yeah, you have
Um,
a decent PC then, must be.
what about you? You playing on PS5, right?
Yeah, PS5. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that you would end up getting it for the Pro because I hear that the graphics are absolutely gorgeous on that, especially.
I might have to get it for both just to see, but I'll Google what the graphic difference is and like look at it beforehand.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I haven't heard any Xbox reviews about how it's running on that system yet, so I'm curious if it's running the same across the board. But reviews for the game in general have been pretty mixed, so fairly positive, I would say. I'll agree that there's definitely that clunkiness that we were talking about, but in general, I just can't wait to see what more it has to offer in it because it seems like there's a lot of meat and potatoes in this one. So I think it's gonna at least keep me distracted for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited because really don't have that solo player game. I mean, I've been playing Hearthstone, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't really consider that. Like, I'm actually paying attention to a story for once.
Right.
Again, not far at all, but
Yeah, and conveniently for you, there's a fast forward option every time you get
yeah,
into a conversation.
I did accidentally start pressing it once.
Yeah, so I hope that there's enough content in this game to keep me playing it for a while anyway. It does feel like as open worldy as like The Witcher 3 or something like that. But something else that I'm pretty surprised with is that it doesn't seem to really give you much direction with all of the controls and menus and everything that it has in it. So a lot of times I'm just like, what am I supposed to be doing right now?
For me on the computer, it was chatting. I'm like just standing in front of this guy. I'm like, what the hell am I
Yeah, me
supposed to say?
too. Yeah.
It says speak with him, but I'm like, I'm standing in front of him. Just
I was like,
I'm
why is
pressing
this guy
every
not talking to me? I know,
yeah,
I was doing the same thing with that very first guy.
yeah. I pressed every button on my keyboard besides the control button, which is what you actually need to press.
Huh. It's funny that it specifically tells you to use a controller, though. I mean, not many
Yeah,
games tell you that. I feel most of the time games are actually better on a keyboard because you can reach more of the controls for the character in the first place.
that's what I assumed too. Plus, like computers can keep getting better, so I'm surprised they didn't focus it around a computer because a computer can definitely utilize everything that they have. But I guess a lot of people
Especially
play
with all those
systems now.
systems in it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because eventually you just unlock so much. And again, doesn't really give you instructions on how to do it. A small little clip of it, but even still, you immediately exit out of that clip and then you're asked to like solve a puzzle with that special ability. And I'm like, crap. Spell it out a little bit beforehand at least, or let me get used to the mechanic first.
yeah, like make you do it a few times.
Yeah. I was reading in some of our comments, and we're getting pretty regular comments, which is pretty nice. People seem to like our shorts, but some people were saying that they generally agreed with the fact that some game companies overhype their games, because that was one of my worries about this one, is that people were going to end up hyping it up a lot and then having it really fall flat when you ended up playing it. So I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. But a few people were suggesting to hold off on it before they get it just because they're afraid that it is going to be one of those games that is just talked about and not living it up to it. So most of the time I do also try to hold off on making those purchases because in less than a year they're like 50% off anyway, as we've talked about before. But they really got me with this one, so fingers crossed it ends up being a good one. Fulfilling
And
anyway.
it kind of seems like that hype and then like the game not living up to it has happened more and more in like
Yes, I
recent
know.
years.
Yep.
But I guess it's probably also at the same time a lot of gamers have higher expectations nowadays than they did back in the day.
That's true, especially for those big triple A's. Well, now that games
Yeah,
especially are so pricey, you're really making an investment when you get a new one right out of the gate like that. So people really want it to last.
yeah, I agree with you there.
But yeah, I guess we'll see more once we get more into it. So you let me know how you're liking it down the road too. In other gaming news, though, the thing that everyone's been talking about lately, I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but I was reading about NVIDIA's new DLSS 5, and holy crud, is that crazy? Did you see anything about it?
Yeah, I actually was like trying to read comments on it too, and
Hmm.
people seem to be annoyed with it, but I think it made like some of the games I saw, some of the clips I saw before and after, with it on, with it off. it looks amazing with it on.
All right. Wow, that is a different opinion than I was expecting you to say. Just for anybody who's listening who doesn't know, NVIDIA announced recently a new digital rendering tech for games called DLSS 5, where it's able to create photorealistic images for existing game models. So they recently had a presentation showing it off. And so I really just wanted to check in to see what you thought about it, but I feel like I'm the opposite standpoint.
That's
Surprisingly
good.
enough. I guess, yeah. Yeah, so let's break this down a little bit. No, I think, yes, it looks cool, but I have to imagine that the artists that created those original models must have had a certain vision when they're actually putting them together. So I feel like it kind of detracts from all the actual work and all the time investment of all of these game devs behind the scenes.
See, I agree with you there because like they definitely spent time, but also at the same point, like some of they might have had something else in mind, but they just had limitation due to the graphics that it could handle, or their systems, or the gamer systems can handle. But with this, it definitely transforms it, and I do agree. Not everything should start being AI generated, especially in video games.
Yeah, I just think it ends up making it look like it's slapping that AI image over it, which is just everywhere on the internet now. I mean, that AI slop that you just find in everything. And it's almost like now we have to try to tell real images from fake images already, but we can't even play something that's supposed to be from an artistic perspective without AI being involved in it. And I don't know. I know most of the memes that I saw being posted were just how ridiculous it looks with the characters looking completely different. And I'm not a fan of that.
The ones I've seen, like it looks like the same character, it just looks realistic. And let's be honest, then if that was kind of like some people's opinion, then you could say, well, this game doesn't look like it looked like 5 years ago, because graphics continue to update. This is pretty much something similar. I mean, but I get what you're saying, where it's like
If a
it's
game
not
company
like
is remaking something with modern graphics, I'm okay with that, right? It looks like
that's
they're a
essentially what
true
the
fan of the original, though. They're putting heart and soul into the creation of making it something just more current with controls and just artistic direction of what they're capable of. But this is literally just reskinning things with an AI filter over top of it.
yeah, but it looks realistic.
Does it? Or does it just look AI?
Yeah, I'll show you some photos of like things I've seen afterwards, but like some of it looks really good compared to what it looked like beforehand. And think about it, because they could bring back older games again, right, with way better graphics. Because I hate watching like older movies uh,
Ooh,
playing
really?
playing older games because the graphics are like just crap usually.
That hurts my heart. I'm a huge like retro gamer fan, and I love those 16-bit graphics, for example. So it's hard for me to agree with that because you put a model over that, sure, you can take out the pixelization or anything, but they really work to create that image for you to recognize that character, even with that crappy technology or older technology. For example, I did tell you that I've been replaying Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 1, amazing game. Amazing game. And if you play it, those graphics are terrible. It's like you can see the pixelation in it like a Doom game, for example, just to give you something that is recognizable right off the bat. And you can't see like the details of their facial structure or anything. If you slapped an AI filter on that, yes, it would look better, but is it going to look anything like Hideo Kojima tried to make the characters look in the first place? Probably not.
Yeah, but
But
if
hey, agree to disagree. Agree to disagree.
no, no, I get what you're saying. There's certain games where it's like I'm playing this game for what it was back then, and then there's other games like this. I would replay this game, but the graphics are so bad that like I don't want to.
Okay,
It
do you have
looks.
an example of that? Because maybe
Um,
I could agree if you gave me the right type of game to think about with that.
I hate to say it, but like World of Warcraft, when you go, because I always mention World of Warcraft. You might not. But when I go back to the old games, I'm playing for them for the sake of the gameplay, not the graphics. But if it was the old gameplay with the updated graphics, it would make the game even better. But I mean, I understand where you're like, I want to keep this how it was, right? It's like because
Well, and
you're the same
especially
way.
though, it's going to be coming out for more modern games too. I mean, sure, you can probably backtrack and do it with the old tech and everything. And maybe that is a better thing, and it makes it more along the lines of what the original artist had in mind when putting it together, and they just actually couldn't do it, like you're saying. But for modern games and everything, they have the tech to do most of that now, right? So they're
I
putting
mean,
a realistic filter over something that somebody spent so long trying to make it as realistic as they possibly could, and ending up making it look like that AI imagery instead.
I
And I don't.
mean, everybody uses filter. I believe you're using a filter right now.
I am not using a
I'm just
filter
kidding.
right now. Wait, what do you think I actually look like?
You're like 8 pixel.
Yeah.
You're
I
using
wish I could filter this face.
well, right now with the camera I'm using, I look like I'm from one of those old video games.
You do actually look better on the feed, though. It looks like the recording, for some reason, is coming out better than the quality in the VDO imagery for some reason. So if you
That's
saw
good to
on this
hear.
end, you look great. Hopefully, that's
Thank
what
you.
comes out for the audience too.
No, no, it's gonna be like some of those earlier episodes where I clicked on it and
You just couldn't
it
even
felt
see
like I was
yourself.
yeah, it felt like I was time traveling like from a video like 20 years ago because of the quality.
Yeah, it was a little bit rough back in our 720p days.
Yeah.
Some have speculated, though, that Nvidia is announcing their update with their new system just because PlayStation just released their PSSR, which is kind of similar in a way that it enhances the look of games, like we were just talking about. I haven't seen a lot of images from it because it did just come out days ago, but it doesn't sound like it's quite to the AI transformation degree as the DLSS 5, but I do know that it does use the AI upscaling stuff. So, since you are the one out of the two of us that has the PS5 Pro, have you seen what that looks like at all? Because it's
No,
only going to end up impacting that system, apparently. I don't get the cool updates anymore.
no, and honestly, I haven't even been on the PS5 and probably well since Sweet was here because we were playing Madden, but like that's not what
Sacrilege, man.
that's not what that system was built for. That system wasn't built for Madden. It was built for Crimson Desert and stuff like that.
That's true, yeah. Well, especially with that ray tracing capabilities that everybody boasts about on it. Some of the games that they announced, though, Monster Hunter Wilds, we ended up playing that together. So I was hoping that you could tell me how those graphics ended up looking with all those updates and everything, if it impacts them whatsoever, that you can recognize anyway. So let me know. Boot it up and get back to me.
I'll have to.
Anyway, though, I don't want to make every episode that we end up recording lately talking about AI, but I do feel like it's something that we kind of need to keep talking about like every couple of months because of how fast everything's progressing in it.
Oh,
So we'll.
it's so fast. I'm wearing the Meta glasses right now.
So you
Thinking,
are AI. You're saying I have
yes.
the filter on. Are you Matt?
So and it's amazing what these can do. They're still definitely, I would say, kind of more on the gimmicky side. Like they just put games on them, and the games are very simplistic. You can actually watch reels on it now.
Oh, that's cool.
So you guys can watch us on these if you get them.
All right, yeah. You want to talk about them for a second? Because I actually don't know too much about it.
Yeah, so there's two kinds. There's the display kind, which definitely are pricey, and then there's the non-display kind, but they both have AI built into them.
Mm-hmm.
The AI is kind of it's not amazing. It can do some stuff. It's not like an AI on a computer, obviously. Like,
Right. Yeah.
um,
Not yet, anyway. Right.
yeah, but you use a wristband, and that's how you control it. You turn it on, turn it off,
Oh, cool.
scroll
Okay.
through stuff.
So, are there like motion controls with it then too? If it you have the wristband with it?
Yeah, yeah. So you can do like this is how you zoom in on stuff.
Oh, cool.
Again, turn on like you scroll like swipe up
For
to.
anybody who's just listening and not watching the video, Matt's making a lot of hand gestures over there, so you can't get the entertainment
Appropriate
from
hand
it.
gestures.
That's very cool.
But
Though. Are you liking them?
yeah, I would say to anybody that's watching or listening, I wouldn't go out and buy them yet. I would give it like another year or so for the display.
Okay.
But even the non-display ones are pretty useful. I like it for listening to music. I actually another warning. So I got them like a few weeks, maybe I got them on Valentine's Day. uh,
As a gift to yourself?
and I got the girlfriend a pair. So
Oh, okay, all right.
but the wristband actually broke, so I had to actually go back to Best Buy. Thank God I got a
Oh,
warranty.
wow.
And tell them that like the wristband just stopped working. So
Well, that sucks. Not good.
yeah, so these are those. So
Not
these
great
ones I'm gonna
product review right there.
yeah, yeah. So besides that, they're amazing. But these are actually technically brand new because I just returned them today.
Oh, wow.
See, I'm still like so. There's certain technology where I'm like, yo, I want to get that as soon as possible, especially now that I can kind of afford it more because
Yeah,
I want to experience that tech and get good at using it because that is honestly, especially in workplace settings and stuff like that, it gives you such an advantage getting that tech and becoming an early adopter because you're an expert at the time everybody else is getting
of
into it,
course.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I know, especially when the job market starts becoming more and more scarce because of it, right?
Yes, exactly. They're going to
Yep.
be like, all right, well, this guy's an expert at it. Like this guy can do the productivity of 2 to 3 of these people that don't utilize it or know how to use it
Right. Yep.
efficiently. Yeah,
In other news, though, less gaming news, the new Spider-Man trailer dropped. Did you get to see any of that?
I did not get to see that. Does it look good?
No, I thought you were a huge Tom Holland fan. Didn't you already announce that on this podcast?
I am a huge Tom Holland fan.
Did you hear that ended up breaking records for like most viewed trailer in like the weekend or the first 4 hours or something like that?
No, I did not.
The most recent thing to compete with it was the trailer for GTA 6.
You mean the game that's never coming out?
Right. The game that will never release. But I am really looking forward to that movie after seeing it. It's almost like a return to form for the character. Like going back to his Spider Man roots. Just doing
Yeah,
regular old New York City crime saving type of stuff.
the first video I pulled up has 23 million views
That might
from
be
3 days.
it. Yeah, it just recently came out, so no shame for not seeing it yet. But I've always been such a nerd for Spider Man and all Spider Man content, and have always had such an affinity for those old Tobey Maguire movies and maybe the less loved Andrew Garfield movies. So I can't wait to see how Sony ends up doing with this next one now that Spider Man's officially out of high school.
Yeah, I agree. And the funny thing about the Tobey Maguire is I feel like people didn't like him as Spider-Man during when he was, and then afterwards, everybody like that's when people started loving him for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but I think what ended up making more people come on the Tobey Maguire bandwagon was probably Spider-Man 3 when they were all teaming up together. When they finally put like Tom Holland in with Tobey Maguire and everything, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, remember when?"
Yeah, I agree. They were like, remember when the world was good?
Yeah. Where we
When
weren't
gas
freaking
prices
out every single day.
when gas prices weren't like getting on like borderline, I might have to take out a mortgage to pay for
I
these.
know. Or weren't going to war with a different country every other day too.
Yeah, not to get political, but it seems like the world right now seems like a video game. Like in video games, like Civilization, you purposely go to war every like now and then that are banned for the most part.
Anything new and exciting going on in your life, though?
I'll actually be moving soon, so
Yeah, you've been updating everybody on your move stuff. So yeah, how's that all that going?
we actually applied to an apartment and got approved. So we'll be moving sometime next month, which means it will be a more like instead of you seeing a different background every time,
you'll
it'll
you'll
be
be more
more.
consistent.
Yeah, it will be a more consistent background, and it will probably be better than your background because
Oh,
it's going to
better
be.
than my background. Really? Can you really beat my Zelda light behind me?
And then the
Do
wall
you
that looks
have a
like a pillow.
Triforce?
No, but you should have like more than one.
It's coming, okay? It's coming. You shouldn't talk, okay?
That I'm starting a competition here. I'm gonna up my game, so you gotta up your game.
Wow, all right. That's a good competition, actually. I like that. We'll see whose is better.
Right now yours is, but give me
Yeah, I've been winning.
give me 2 weeks after I move in to our new place.
That's awesome,
I'm
though.
just
You
gonna.
excited to finally close on it and be done with the hunt anyway? I know that that's always my dread when I'm looking for a new place. Is just I have to make time to go visit another place and also have time for work.
Yeah, that and it's just
And then
so.
remembering all the different places that you're going to. So if ever you get a call back, you could be like, okay, yes, I know. That's the one I want.
I have to actually thank my girlfriend for the work she did on this. She did a lot of the applying to places, the communication,
Oh, nice.
setting up when we go. I just kind of went and then agreed or disagreed on what I like. As long as I got internet and my background could be better than Zach's, I'm good.
Oh, wow. Those are your two stipulations.
Two stipulations: I could sleep on the floor. I actually have the Spider-Man trailer up. I've been watching it as we're streaming right now. But yeah, I'll finish watching that after this, so I can actually sleep. I honestly didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, the trailer. The movie's supposed to release this summer, so I'm pretty excited for it. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
how
love
they're
this.
going to like tie the story back together since nobody remembers who he is anymore, but we'll see. It looks pretty exciting anyway. And I'm
Yeah, they
really
do.
excited that Scorpion's in a Spider-Man movie because that's one character that I've always loved, and he's always been in, like the video games, but he's never been in a movie.
It has kind of been a while since the last one came out, hasn't it?
Yeah, a while.
I mean, he's already married now.
Yep. Apparently, yeah, that was a surprise too. Did you ever play any of the old Spider-Man games though? Like
On
PlayStation
PlayStation?
1?
Oh no, 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 no. I've watched my brother play one of them, but yeah, no. Back in the day, I was if I wasn't playing WoW, I was doing work.
So not too many console games before that.
No, mainly I don't even remember what we played on PlayStation a lot.
Probably Spyro, I would guess, or Crash Bandicoot, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely a lot of Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Some Spiral, not as much Spiral as like I did like Spiral, but Crash Bandicoot
Did you ever
played.
play any of those remakes or remasters?
I bought one of them, but I didn't play it, and then I actually did download it because I'm on a family Steam thing, like with a whole
Oh,
bunch of friends,
nice.
and
Awesome.
some of the people on this Steam thing have like I thought I had a lot of like spent a lot of money on video games. Some of these people in the Steam family have a lot of video games. Let me see. I'll tell
Wait
you
a
if I can
minute.
find.
My friend was telling me that he's doing like game share with a friend of him. So he has access to his library and it's insane. And I was like, that's awesome. I really wish that I had somebody that I could set something like that up with. But you're telling me that you have access to all these games that I've probably mentioned on this podcast and you haven't played them still?
Yeah, our game share group. We have one. I have access because of it. I have access to 1,193 games,
Holy smokes.
and I can tell you maybe 20 or 30 of those are like games that I actually purchased. Somebody in this group is obviously insane. Their
Wow, that
paycheck
is
just goes right
crazy.
to Steam.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel. My paycheck goes. splitting it up between all my consoles.
Now, some of them are a lot of like cheap, gimmicky games. Like,
Of course, yeah. I mean, I think that's what fills up the majority of my library. Because sometimes I'll buy a game that's like really short form. And a game that comes to mind is like Nidhogg, for example, where it's just a fun game to jump into occasionally when friends are over at your house or something, and you're hardly going to open it up multiple times. But every so often you get that chance, and you want to play with friends, and their local couch co op, and that's a great game to jump into with it. So I have a lot of gimmicky type of games like that myself.
what I like about it too, though, is I don't feel as guilty if I buy a game and don't play it because I'm like, you know what? Even if I don't, even if I only get an hour out of this, somebody else in the group might download it and play it, and
Yeah, that's true.
actually love it.
Yep.
What about you? You in any Steam networks?
I'm not in any game sharing thing, so everything that I get, it always comes out of my own pocket, unfortunately. So that's why I was thinking when my friend was telling me about all his game share capabilities, I was like, gosh, why have I not been doing that with somebody all my life?
Let me see if there's space in this because I know there's only so many people, and I'm not actually the leader of this group.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't play a ton of games on Steam anyway, so I wasn't trying to, force my way into your friend group or anything. But I'm just saying,
Well,
like, with the amount that I've spent on games, it would be great if other people could also benefit from it too.
well, that's why I'm saying like don't. I wasn't trying to be nice there. I was trying to be selfish. I'm like, yeah, let me
Oh,
get
you just
Zach.
wanted access to more games.
Yeah, I'm like, let me get Zach in here. He's gonna buy like every game ever. I won't have to buy them.
Yeah, is that an option for PlayStation? Because that would be great. You would have access to so many.
I
I
wish
think
it
with
was nice.
Switch you can do something like that, right?
Yeah, on Switch, the Switch you gave me. Well, you did literally give me your Switch, but I have access to all your games because you're logged in there too.
Right, I think the stipulation with that is just that you can't play them at the same time unless you own your own copy. Is that what it is?
I think so, but like, what's the odds we're both going to be playing the same?
Well, yeah, you can get into a lot of like the older games, especially that we kind of reference occasionally.
Yeah, yeah. That's. I just gotta find more time, man. Work. All I do is work.
No, I get it. Work, 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 work.
You're not cutting that out, right? I didn't know that we're starting a singing podcast.
Oh, that would be great.
No, would not be. They don't.
Actually, all this episode was almost about hobbies, weirdly enough. But since you mentioned singing, do you have any hobbies?
Not singing. That's for damn sure. Well, singing to myself when I listen to music, yes. But singing outside of that, no, I'm awful.
You're awful. Is
I
that
mean,
self-admitted, or did somebody else say that to you?
that's self-admitted, and other people have said it too. What about you? You joining American Idol anytime soon?
Probably not. More of a voice person. Just kidding. No, but I do like hobby wise. I do like write songs a lot. I write like short stories and songs and things like that. And my wife plays guitar, so sometimes we'll just perform and record with each other. Always talking about trying to do an open mic or something, but you know, not our strength necessarily. So I don't know if we'll ever actually do it, but just for
Let's
fun.
let's uh let's do karaoke sometime. Kayla definitely would do it.
Okay, yeah, you're on. That'd be
I
great.
don't mind doing karaoke generally as long as it's like group karaoke because then if we all suck together,
That's true. If one goes down, they all go down.
exactly.
You're not
It's
the only
like
one getting
God
that
damn.
ridicule.
They can't say damn that guy sucks or that person sucks. They're like damn they all suck.
Remember those people?
Yeah,
But no side hobbies for you. You wouldn't say?
I work a lot.
Yeah, we know
So
you
that's
work, man. We all work, okay?
um and then besides that, it's like generally I watch a lot of sports. Well, specifically
Right. Yeah.
football and then basketball. Like I go to I have season tickets for the local college near us for football. And
Oh,
then
nice. Well, now that it's March Madness, you got your bracket all set and everything.
yeah, I got a bracket and I play a lot of fantasy football, but I only put like one bracket in a $5 league because it's so hard to freaking guess, and I don't watch enough. What about you? You got any brackets in?
No, and I've never really followed, especially basketball. Sometimes, some years I'll follow football a little closer than other years, but yeah, basketball, not my peak interest. I used to have a friend that was like obsessed with it, and every time I would hang out or talk to him, he would just tell me every stat of like every player under the sun. I'm like, you follow these people like reality stars or something. I don't know.
You're like, I ain't got time for that. I'm video gaming, man.
Yeah. Yeah, games just
He
take
can
up
tell
too
you,
much of my life to have too many hobbies.
like he's over here talking. Well, that guy shot 3 for 6. You're over here like, well, I caught 100 magic carps and still don't have.
That sounds about right at this rate. I was asking you what was going on in your personal life, though. So for me, I have a little bit of an exciting adventure coming up. I'm finally going on a cruise that me and my wife have been talking about for a while. So in a couple of weeks, we'll be in the Bahamas. So I've been really looking
Ooh,
forward to that.
how long is the cruise going to be?
It's a short one, but mostly because she hasn't been on one. So I kind of wanted to give her a taste of it before we're planning a bigger
Ease her
one
in
or
it.
a longer one. What?
I said ease her into it.
Yeah, and we're going right to like their main celebration island thing, so should be just a big party for 3 days straight. So I can't wait for that. I am
She'll
really
she'll
anxious to escape this cold weather, though. Well,
she'll end up she'll end up loving it. Like so, I went on to
yeah,
cruise last year, and I was like, damn, this is going to be weird being stuck on a ship with
a boat with all these people. Yeah, I know. I felt
yeah,
the same
yeah.
way beforehand too.
But it's the ships are so massive, and it's honestly amazing having like being weighted on,
Like
hand and
hand and
foot.
foot, practically. I know.
Yeah.
It's like
So you
living
guys
the
have
life. I was always like considering cruises to be like the poor man's vacation. But having been on that one now, I was like, gosh, this is like the I would say second tier to like an all inclusive place with how catering they are to you. I mean, the food is amazing. There's constant things to do. You're never
yeah,
bored. You can always find
and,
something.
and you don't really have to think or travel far for it. Like if I want to
Exactly.
have a fun night out uh on the town, I have to think of what I'm gonna do. I have to travel. I have to like. There's just so much to it when you're on a cruise. It's like here are your options. Go have fun.
Yeah. Which fun option do you want to do is a lot better of a decision than needing to like schedule with friends, especially if you're going out with a group of people. That's the real rough part, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, on a cruise, it's like luxury, I feel. So definitely going to try to
Um.
continue them.
What
And even with destination type of vacations, though, I feel like it's very much what are you doing
Yeah.
next, filling out an itinerary of sorts. But for cruises, it's just none of that stress is applicable to it. So yeah, we're going to Miami and then cruising from there.
what are you going on? Celebrity or I mean
We're
what
just
brand?
doing a carnival to start. I've
Carnival.
we were going to do Royal Caribbean because I've heard a lot of good things about that. But unfortunately, the flights were really hit or miss for the time that we're looking at, and so we just wanted something that's like an in and out type of thing. And so we ended up finding like a convenient setup through the flight and everything. So everything is was like predetermined for us. So less of that thought needing to go into it, and that's really what we wanted with this vacation. We wanted it to feel like a vacation. We
Yeah.
ended up going to Europe last October, and it was amazing. We went to France and then London, and then we ended it in Venice, Italy, and that was absolutely gorgeous. But I still felt like to prep for it, there was a lot that went into it.
Especially that because it sounded like you guys were traveling. What were you spending like a day or two here and then gotta go to the next place, gotta go to the next place.
Yeah, but that one was spread out, so it didn't feel so like so much pressure involved in it. But we did like 2 weeks, and we traveled for a few days each one.
Okay.
Yeah, so not terrible with like the needing to go day to day like to a new area at least, and that's what we wanted to focus on is making sure it didn't feel like hectic like that. But
But even
this
if
next one, even more peaceful, hopefully.
yeah, because even if when you're in each area, you're like, well, I got to see what you know they offer here. So you have to plan like each and every day what you're gonna do like all day. But on a cruise, again, you don't have to.
Yeah,
They kind
no,
of run it for you.
yep. Yeah, so can't wait, but I'll definitely be updating you about that afterwards, after I'm living the life of luxury for a few days. Slash
So
partying hard.
so you're gonna be streaming from there. I'm gonna see the boat in the background.
That would be great. Could I do it successfully? Probably not.
We'd go back to that like crappy quality probably.
Yeah. If it even allows that. It's like
Yeah.
480 all of a sudden. But as I was starting to prepare and pack for the cruise, though, I was making room for all of my electronics and making sure that they're able to be in a convenient place in my storage so I can easily access them. Because when you're flying, you always need to take out like all your laptops and electric stuff before you get on the plane. And then I always have to have my bags rechecked because I always forget about one thing. So I always try to make sure they're in a convenient enough spot to grab beforehand. But it made me wonder how other people kind of prepare for travel. So, are you the type of person that needs to bring gaming or electronics with you when you go on vacations?
Definitely not on the cruise. On the cruise, I didn't bring anything uh, because I wanted it to be an actual break, right? Like just relax,
Hmm.
not think about anything. And then you'd be thinking about. I also there's four of us that went, so it's like I can't just sit at. Yeah, guys, we're on vacation. It's just my cabin, just playing away. Like
No, I totally get that, but I have always felt like I needed to bring like my Switch or some type of gaming device for like every trip I go on, just in case. What if
yeah,
something
yeah.
happens? What if I end up incredibly bored or something like that? So I'll bring usually like my Switch currently and my Kindle for reading, but mostly because I would feel absolutely lost without them.
See, that's the thing too. I never had a Switch, like so.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I
No
really.
portable
So what
type of
am
devices at all, though.
No, not really. So what am I gonna do? Like carry my laptop around?
Oh, that I guess that's true. But laptop is pretty portable, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, since I was a kid, I always had like my Game Boy or 3DS or PS Vita or whatever the portable system was at the time. I would always travel around with that as a just in case thing. So maybe even if I could just get a couple minutes in before sleeping, I would feel like weird if I didn't have that on me. And that's why it's so convenient with the Switch now because I could play like current games on it.
Yeah. Now every time I leave my place, I bring it. Like when I went to my brother's, I brought the Switch.
Oh,
It's
did you
down there
really?
right
Oh,
now.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's down there right now. I was like, oh well, I could play some Pokemon if you know we're just chilling watching the games. But then you're like, oh yeah, Crimson. And I'm like, crap. If I didn't have to do my taxes right now.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna watch some TV, obviously, but I'm gonna probably be playing the Crimson game a little after this.
Yeah, well, I'm sure after tonight, then you'll probably be ahead of me in the game. But let me know what you think of it, especially with those controls and everything after you get a little bit more used to it, because there's a lot to take in. I'm not sure how to tie this back to our previous conversation we were having before we move on, but referring back to like traveling type of stuff, when you go on vacations and everything, are you a meticulous type of planner?
No, no. I when I was younger, I planned and like had to have everything like packed. Like we have to go here, we have to do this, we have to see everything. But then like now I'm just like I want to go and relax. Like it's vacation.
Yeah, when
What
you
about
have
you?
the time for a vacation, you just want to do the vacationing.
Yeah, what about you? You guys are like see it's also different, right? Like when you're going to Europe and something like that, you genuinely want to see all
You
these
gotta,
historical.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know that you went to Japan a couple years ago. Were you meticulous about planning that?
We kind of were, but we were kind of like doing two things. We did want to see like some historical stuff, but at the same time, we wanted to meet Japanese people just to like interact with them and see, how much different everything is over there. So
Hmm.
we did do some bar crawls
Yeah.
and got to actually meet. So we went in these bar crawls thinking it was like going to be actual Japanese people and like a lot of Japanese people, but it ended up actually being all foreigners, not a lot of
All
U.S.
tourists.
Yes,
Yeah, because you
and then
probably set it up through one of those like
yep,
sites, right? Yeah.
yep, and it
That
ended up being
sucks.
majority Europeans,
Oh,
but it
okay.
was cool because the best thing is like meeting new people and like hearing about their backgrounds and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I'm not really the type of person that does that really detailed planning stuff because of the same thing. I would prefer to have more of those relaxed vacations, but like you said, sometimes you kind of need to do it. I do have like
what
one
about
friend that will like sit down and do like a spreadsheet about every single item on the possible itinerary and then take a poll between the group of friends seeing which one will be best for the group and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, I do not want to put that much effort into it. But I do understand that occasionally that has its merits.
and then you also feel pressured like you're like oh crap I'm on vacation but I can't like relax I gotta be there at 3 o'clock if I'm late then I wasted these tickets da 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 da
Any
so
plans
before
for you for the warm weather though? Now that we're finally getting a little bit more towards spring. Actually, it was the first day of spring. What, yesterday?
yeah actually my plans are you ever hear this video game it's called Real Life
No, what's
it's
that
got
about?
it's got amazing graphics especially once it gets a little nicer out
Wow, really? I would love to
yeah
experience that.
I
Is it
like
like
to
a open world RPG type of thing, or
oh yeah definitely wide open like the things you can do are almost limitless.
limitless? Holy
Almost, not
crap!
not fully. There's some limitations, but
Well, I've always liked like games where like GTA where you could just like hack into a plane or something like that. Can you do that? Or like
yeah,
hijack a helicopter to make it across the map and things like that.
yeah, you definitely can. I would not suggest doing it. There's the penalty system in this game is pretty
Pretty
stringent.
extensive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you don't want to go to this thing called prison.
Hey,
It's
well, it
it's
doesn't
not
seem so bad in games. At least the ones that I've played. You're like in there for a second. It might take some of your items or health, but you get right out.
it's gonna take a lot more than some of your items.
But before we end this episode, I did just have to close shop by talking about something that I am on the edge of my seat for. And I don't know if you've heard about it to any capacity, but as people who know me are aware, maybe the listeners of this podcast might be a little bit less aware, I'm a big admirer of Star Wars. It's actually a little surprising that we haven't discussed Star Wars a little bit more on this podcast because of how much of a fan I am. But all my life, as soon as I saw that classic trilogy, I would have done anything to experience more in that universe. And I know that you know this because I ended up dragging you to a Star Wars trivia competition and like one of our first outings that we've ever been on. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I felt useless.
You did say that you knew a lot about Star Wars, but judging from how that trivia night went, I am guessing not. Have
I
you
knew the other stuff.
updated your knowledge since then?
Not totally, but I know you watch the shows. I mean, the movies and stuff like that. But do you
Mhm.
play many of the video games?
I do try to play like every Star Wars video game that comes out. Yeah. Did you play any of the more recent ones, like Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor?
No, I bought one of them, but I never actually ended up playing it. The Star Wars games I probably played the most were the shooters, the battle. I think Battlefront, right? One and two.
Oh, those classic Battlefronts you're talking, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Those
used to
were
love
amazing.
those.
One of my favorite Star Wars games is Star Wars Battlefront 2 because I loved how
Yeah,
it went through the whole stormtroopers becoming, or I'm sorry, clone troopers becoming stormtroopers. That was really cool. Other than Battlefront 2, the other like big one that I loved, of course, was Knights of the Old Republic. You play any of those?
I played one of the online ones, and then obviously, as I said, the Battlefront two. Besides that, I didn't really play many other ones. I think I played a like Star Wars Lego game too.
Oh yeah, me too. Those are fun. I really
Yeah,
like
those were
those.
fun.
But the big announcement, did you hear that Epic Games has officially integrated Star Wars assets into Unreal Editor for Fortnite?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, it looks and sounds amazing. So I was reading a bunch about it, but that means that anything that has been in Fortnite that was Star Wars related will finally be able to be added and used in the editor. So anything like skins, lightsabers, they even have pre-built locations like Hoth and Tatooine. So as a Star Wars fan, I absolutely cannot wait what people will be creating to see what people will be creating in this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'm not the biggest Fortnite fan in general. It's not like I'm somebody who's on it all the time. But every time that one of the Star Wars events would come out, I would immediately jump in with my brother because those lightsaber mechanics are amazing. They're so fun. Have you played any of those Star Wars themes in Fortnite?
I haven't
I
really
know we
played
played a little
Fortnite.
Fortnite together, but yeah, not much.
Did we play when there was?
I don't think since with Star Wars stuff, but I don't remember.
I think I might have played the Star Wars with my brother when it was
Okay, yeah,
Star
but
Wars.
that force push, so cool. The blocking and the fighting with the lightsabers. So, oh
And weren't
gosh,
you
it's
able
gonna be
to
great.
like? You were like able to jump super high too once you got the
Job
lightsaber.
super high. Yeah, you could do like force
Yep.
choke. You could get
Yep.
force electricity. It was so cool. But the possibilities are going to end up being endless with this. So I hope that people put a lot of effort into creating awesome Star Wars themed games. And I will definitely download Fortnite to play those. But it's surprising to me that Disney would turn it all over like that because they're so like protective about a lot of the things that they own.
They haven't had a movie come out in a while, so they're trying to, get it in people's heads again.
Yeah.
Then,
Well,
because you do that, you get it out there, you get people to start playing it, like love it again, and then boom, here's the next set of movies.
you're right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know. They've been talking about what the next trilogy is going to be for a while, and it still seems very up in the air. There's no progress with that. But something that I've loved, Star Wars related, is the show Andor. I don't know if you've seen any of that, but I've finally been able to convince the wife to watch it, so I'm rewatching it. And that's going to be the third time that I've seen season one anyway. I've only seen season two once, but original trilogy was where it's at, and this show does a really good job at capturing that original feeling, but making it feel very grounded in a reality that you can understand.
So
Especially with what we're going through now in the world, it feels too relatable in some aspects with the Empire taking over.
yeah. So you just a Star Wars nerd, or are you Star Wars and Star Trek?
Just a Star Wars nerd. I've never caught on to the Trekkie shtick, I guess. But I know that a lot of those Trekkies started when they were like kids and from the original show as well. So I feel like I have way too much content to pick up on now. Are you a
Yeah.
Trekkie at all, though?
I like a lot of the newer Star Wars TV shows, just because.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Trek,
Okay.
um, like Discovery and stuff like
Oh,
that.
so you do watch those?
Yeah, yeah, I watched the TV shows, and then I've seen obviously the movies. I watched some of the older ones, but not much of them. Again, I have a thing about not watching things with bad graphics.
Apparently. I did really like the J.J. Abrams movies, but that's about as deep as my Star Trek knowledge goes. I know Trekkies don't hate me, but hey, I've been a Star Wars fanatic growing up, not a Star Trek fanatic, so you can't be too mad.
I would agree. Star Wars. I like Star Wars more than Star Trek, but
Oh, you do?
uh,
Okay.
but
And you've seen all of the movies at least, right?
yeah, I've seen all the movies. I've actually seen most of the TV shows too.
Yeah, the only TV shows I didn't watch were ones that really felt geared towards kids, so I kind of fell off after like the first episode, but I've seen most of the shows too. But if you liked any of the shows, definitely watch Andor if you have not seen that, because, like I said, best writing and a lot of TV in general.
I've seen some Andor. I think the first like few episodes.
Yeah, keep watching it. I know it is actually really slow to start, and I forgot about that since I've been rewatching it. But if you stick it out, it really pays off in the end. And then it leads right up into Rogue One.
Okay.
Yeah, so perfect ending to it. And
I'm
that's
not
it.
too
They're only doing 2 seasons, so it's over after this.
Oh damn.
Yep.
So you'll only be able to watch 2 seasons over and over and over and over.
Yep. But hey, it'll be worth it. Okay, I do promise that was the last thing that I needed to share. Anything else that you wanted to add to round out the show?
Game of Thrones, the new Game of Thrones, amazing.
Yeah, I was trying to start watching that this past week because I was like, now we have several episodes to watch, but I didn't end up following through with it, so I have to catch up on all of that too. But I've heard good things. It's nice that it's more George R. R. Martin content because I've been waiting for that damn next book forever at this point.
This is like it just once you start watching, it's one of those TV shows. Once you start watching it, you can't stop.
Yeah, that is definitely Game of Thrones.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But besides that, no, nothing else that I can think of.
All right. Well, with the way that gaming news is happening anyway, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more new stuff to talk about next week anyway.
Yeah, I'll have an update next week if you tune in. Like and subscribe.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening and watching. This has been another awesome episode of Wake Game Sleep. Are you prepared enough to let everyone know how to find us, Matt, this time?
Yes, you can find us on YouTube at Wake Game Sleep Podcast and at Wake Game Sleep on Apple, Spotify, or whatever else you listen to podcasts on. We also post on our shorts on social media. So pretty much anywhere. Zach's done a great job on that.
Well, all right, you don't need to, kiss my ass about it. Thanks for adding that in there.
Hey, I have to give you a lot of credit because I don't have to do anything but show up.
And you can barely even do that. All right, so yeah, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe, or pass us along by word of mouth, as we tell you. Hit that little bell, or whatever you guys are doing these days, but every little bit helps. Until next time, though, have a good one.
Have a nice night, guys.